Have you ever thought at some point in your life with how many animals some scientists companies experiment when creating a product for the daily use of people? I want to tell you that nowadays animal experimentation is considered one of the basic activities of the medical science, which is why they are currently being developed with great constancy in different parts of the world. Animals are used in research when there is a need to find out what happens in a complete living organism, which is much more complex than the sum of its parts. There are four main reasons why animals are used in research. First, to achieve progress in scientific knowledge. Second, as models for the study of disease. Third, to develop and test potential forms of treatment. And fourth, to protect the safety of people, animals, and the environment. This activity hasn't only been practiced in recent times, but its beginnings date back to the 16th century, exactly 5 centuries, which means that it has been carried out by people for more than 500 years. The vast majority of animals used by scientists in these experimentations are mouses, fish, poultry, rats, and rabbits. Many of us know that in the history of science there have been animals that were used for research purpose and that ended up becoming true myths of popular culture, such as Dolly the sheep, Laika the dog, among many others, are well known and don't suffer any physical harm. However, most animals don't suffer the same fate as the previous ones. Recently went viral a video entitled Save Ralph. It's a campaign against animal experimentation which aims to ban animal testing for cosmetics. The purpose of this short film is that we visualize the suffering that can come to present these living beings. From my point of view, we should all reject animal experimentations. Why? Simply for the fact that this activity is defined as a total suffering for the animals. In many occasions, the most experimented with are babies. Half of them are torn away from their mothers in order to cause them mental traumas, and they are never allowed to see each other again. These babies suffer from fear, anxiety, and depressions in the most horrible way, and are subjected to painful, invasive, and irrelevant experiments. They are starved, immobilized, infected with diseases, and saturated with chemical and drugs. Researchers drill holes and screw objects into their heads. For the people who work in this, whether they are scientists, vivisectors, or whatever, poisoning, electrocuting, burning, and killing animals is an everyday occurrence and normal for them. If these atrocious acts were committed outside laboratories, they would be crimes. But animals suffer and die every day in laboratories because they have little or no protections against cruelty. It's not at all ethical to condemn millions of thinking and feeling animals to a laboratory cage for life and deliberately cause them pain, loneliness, and fear. Animal experiments prolong the suffering of people waiting for effective cures by fake scientists and waste valuable money, time, and resources that could have been used for relevant human research. Animals have been subjected to all kinds of tests, not only for drugs development, but also in the cosmetic industry, household cleaning products, tobacco, food additives, and even pesticides. And the truth is that the world doesn't desperately need any of these products at the expenses of an animal life. The simple truth is that no animals suffer and die in the name of beauty or anything like that. Really, technological advances have advanced so much that they have allowed for various amounts of alternative methods to choose from, such as vitro testing, computer models, reproduction of human organs through microchips, and with this great advance, I think there is no need to explain why to stop experimenting on animals. And even if it's considered that we humans are superior to them only because we have a brain that is able to reason and do things by our own, it doesn't mean that we have the right to make a defenseless animal suffer, no matter how wild it is, because they, just like us, are beings. Because they, just like us, are beings that feel and suffer for what is done to them. And they were not created nor born with that purpose. They should be free, live their lives, and not die to satisfy some unnecessary needs of humans.